Welcome back. You are watching Marvel live at Comic-Con 2015, brought to you by Marvel Future Fight. I'm Ryan Panagos, aka Marvel's Agent M, joined by
Blake Garris, and we have a very, very special guest with us. Once again, I'm salivating over it. He was telling me before we were live all the Marvel art he owns. I'm not going to tell the fans because they'll probably rob your house.
Well,
but
we have
Mr.
security,
Jonathan
don't
Ross.
worry. Hello there, hello. It's an honor to be here. Make mine Marvel. Do people still say that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Good, good.
I got to say how we got you here. I was telling you earlier, our buddy Steve at Thinking was like, "Oh, Jonathan Ross just came by our booth and just bought a bunch of stuff." And I was like, "Oh, hey, he's a Marvel fan." I tweet to you, and you're just like, "Okay, I'll stop by."
Well, I tell you what I bought there. They've got this kind of charm bracelet with the Avengers
Yes.
logos on.
You bought one
so
of
I
those?
bought that. I'm not sure whether it's for my wife or my daughter, because they also got the other one which has the Guardians of the Galaxy on. And I know they'll squabble over them, so I'm going to have to be, that's going to be diplomacy.
We'll talk afterwards. I got a couple extras. You can make everybody happy.
Thank you.
There's a guy.
Awesome.
So, are you just here for fun, or are you working?
I'm here for fun. I mean, we came here, I always wanted to come because I've been collecting comics since I was about 8 or 9 when I used to buy Marvel books, and they used to have these second-hand stores up the road. They would draw in black felt marker tip, they'd write a big 3 for 3p on the cover. So you'd get these great early Marvel books, but they'd be ruined before you took them home. And I was getting Daredevils around issue 13, 14, Fantastic Four in the 50s, and I'd pick up a pile and go home. So of course, you know, that's the kind of the golden age of Marvel in my mind. You know, it's not the golden age of comics. And I fell in love with that, and so I was the only one in the house. I mean, my brother liked them a bit. You know, one of you, it just strikes a chord.
Yeah.
So my kids quite like them, but not with the violent, almost dangerous passion I had for them. So I fell in love, and Marvel's always been my primary comic book guys to go to.
Well, thank you. We have a bunch of listeners. Guys, if you're watching, you have questions for Jonathan, for us, use hashtag MarvelSDCC. Stephen Bishop actually says, hello from Scotland.
Hey, how you doing in Scotland? Wow, it's weird that you're watching in Scotland and we can't even see you.
Yeah.
You should do something for us.
Wim said Mojo is like, it's Jonathan Ross, all exclamation points, which is great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This is the emoji face.
Yeah, this was totally last minute. This is what makes San Diego fun. I want to ask. I'm sure you probably can't answer this, but like, do you have one piece of Marvel art that you love more than anything? If there's like a fire and you had to grab one
Man,
thing.
that's a tough one. You know, that stuff, I've got a handful. I think I would. The great thing is they're thin, so I could carry more than one.
See, I don't.
So, you know, but I've got the poster that Jim Steranko did for the Marvel Fan Club in the 1970s. It's huge. It's about yay big, and it's got most of the major Marvel characters on, but I've also got the study he did, the preliminary study that he did before that, and that's got Kazar on it instead of the Black Widow. But probably my current favourite piece, and you're going to love this, it's a real piece of comic history. And I've had it framed so you can see the studies behind. I've got the cover art by Ross Andru and Dick Giordano when the first time Marvel and DC ever did a crossover. The Superman meets Spider-Man cover, I've got that. And behind it, I've got the sketches that were done by, I think by Infantino maybe. No, they were done, I'm not sure who did it. It might have been Ross Andru, and Carmen Infantino had to sign off, and so did Stan Lee. And the first one, Superman is a bit too prominent, and Marvel nixed that. And it's just kind of like tiny letter size. The second one, Spider-Man was way too big, so DC went, yeah, no, not so keen. The third one, real kind of rough on, it's just like biro, pen and ink on paper, and they both signed it, and they signed at the bottom. And there's a letter from like DC's legal to Marvel saying, let's go with this one. And I've got that all framed, but the page itself is just exquisite.
Like that image is burned in my head from seeing it for so many years, and just like the shot of the way Spider-Man's posed, the way Superman is posed, it's like, that is just so epic, and that you own that is.
Well, you know, Ross Andru is an underrated Spider-Man artist, I think. I mean, he did some great work. They all are when you look back. Even Sal Buscema, I know he doesn't get his props either. You know, these guys, they were, I think because they did such a vast quantity, it's easy for us. And obviously, when you're doing that much on those kind of schedules back then, there will be books that aren't as strong and pages aren't as strong. But overall, you look, when you get a book by Ross or by Sal Buscema that's at its best, they're great books, you know, really good books, and they're up there with the greats. Maybe not up there with Ditko, who's my personal favourite, as you know, or early John Romita Jr. Senior, but it's still incredible.
Yes. Question in from Ginny Balfour asks, Jonathan, do you have a favourite Marvel villain?
Favourite Marvel villain? I don't know. That's so tough. All these favourites are tough to do. You know, who doesn't love Doctor Doom, of course, but I kind of think of him as a hero almost most of the time.
Ooh.
Weirdly, he's kind of this, you know, he's such a great character. I love Galactus. I love Galactus because he's a villain, but he's not a villain, you know what I mean? I mean, guys who are doing bad stuff just to be bad, that's always a bit boring. He's doing something he needs to survive. And like, you know, the fact that we're going to get wiped out, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But we're in his way and he needs us. He's hungry and we've all been hungry, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, when I really want like Chipotle, no one gets in my way. So, you know, I understand how Galactus feels. So I love Galactus, but most of them from that, once again, from that silver age of Marvel, I love them. Kingpin, I love. Mysterio, I'm really fond of. Mysterio's great because even though he was this dumbass special effects guy, that's what he is really. He's got no powers. But the way Ditko did, and I love Nightmare.
Oh,
And
my gosh.
Eternity and Dormammu, all those characters that did go through into the melting pot with Lee in those early Doc Strange, unbelievable.
Yes. Sophia, who's watching from Spain, has a question. She says, Jonathan, if you could interview one character, who would you choose?
Black Bolt.
That was quick.
Yeah, Black Bolt, because as soon as he speaks, the show's over, and we all get to go home early.
See, I was thinking, well, he's not going to say anything. It's going to be an awkward
He'll
interview.
say-
You can have some fun.
He'll whisper one thing, and the whole building collapses.
Sophia also says she's studied you in school.
Wow.
She-
That anatomy class must have been fun for you, wasn't it? They're still trying to work out how my knees work. They bend both ways. It's like a barn door.
Renee asks, Jonathan, do you have a favorite Asgardian?
A favorite Asgardian? Yeah, I love Sif. I love Sif. I also love, well, I love Thor. It kind of depends. The thing about those kind of long-running books is there's been about 5 or 6 different kinds of Thor. The Walt Simonson period Thor, I love. Who doesn't love Beat Away Bill? I love Beat Away Bill. I'd love to see Beat Away Bill in the movies. Because that whole setup when he did it, that he was the only one equally worthy to lift the hammer, you know, was such a cool idea. And it was, I just reread them recently, and the way Simonson, who wrote and drew them, of course, and I think inked them incredibly, so kind of like elegant, and yet the real estate he uses, the time he takes to set all that up, he does it in about 5 pages. You can't believe it. It's unbelievable. And Nick Fury's in there as well. In 5 pages, there's Nick Fury, Peter O'Bill lands, and suddenly it's like, wow, how does anyone write something that kind of like easily and it stays with it, works? Real, a genius.
It really is just incredible. We just reread it for our podcast as like a reading club exercise, and I was like, he was just a genius. He is.
He still is. I had a reading club idea. I don't really like this. I thought someone should read and comment on like the FF, but read 1 book a month as they came out from #1 onwards, and talk about them as if they'd never seen them before. And like, you know, it'd be great if you could find someone who knew nothing about it, and they go, I don't like this character. He's not going to stick around. And we'd be going, oh, you wait and see. Yeah, that'd be quite a cool thing to see.
Do you get to read current comics at all?
Yeah, I read a lot of current comics. I mean, I've just bought, I've got a huge pile there. I like a lot of, I mean, there's so many different books out there. Dan Slott's work as Spider-Man, I think, has been exceptional.
He's going to freak out.
Dan is going to lose his mind.
He loves you.
Oh my God.
He posted a very funny tweet this morning. I don't know if you saw it. He's in New York, I think, at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he got out and went coffee, saw the end of the line for Hall H, which was a cool thing. But I love his stuff on Spider-Man. The whole Doc Ock body switch I thought was extraordinarily good.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes.
I wish we could talk to you for hours.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
What can fans look forward to you soon? What are you?
Well, I've got a TV show in America at the moment. Just started on the CW this week with Penn and Teller.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm the smallest part of the show. I mean, I'm like this. I'm like, you know, when your child are wall in a bathroom and you've got these beautiful tiles and a big wall, but there's a little bit of grout that holds it all together. I'm the grout, okay? And that's I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm honoured to be the grout on Penn and Teller's kitchen wall. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's on the CW, and that hopefully you do. It's called Fool Us, but that's where I am at the moment.
Well, thank you so much. This was awesome. I could hear Dan Slott screaming when he said his name. So
And
thanks
follow,
again, Jonathan. This is
follow
fantastic.
Jonathan at
Pleasure.
Wasi on Twitter, and we'll be back with more here at Comic-Con.
Love.